Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin, big of the CoinsKid group. So look at this blood at the minute just coming down, this massive potential A, B, C in the CBBI indicator. Personally, like I said to you, I think that we've been in a regular correction since then, April 2021. I think we've had this sort of A, this irregular B high, and right now we're in the C leg. And, you know, all C legs come to an end, and when they do, at the bottom of them is always a really, really good opportunity, you know, even though it doesn't feel like it. Eventually the C leg ends, the blood, the despair, the depression, and eventually you start to carve your way back up. And I think this opportunity down here, you look back in time and, you know, you wish you were buying Bitcoin down here as you wish you were buying Bitcoin down there, and as you wish you're buying Bitcoin down there. The only anomaly going forward at the moment, okay, is the macro environment. And people are a little bit worried and concerned about that macro environment at the moment. At the minute, you've just got to pay attention to what Bitcoin's doing, and it is kind of mirroring previous cycles until it's not. So one thing we need to see going forward, like I said to you, is from January 2023 to the year end December 2023, we just need to see Bitcoin positive, because if it is doing that and we do end the year positive in 2023, then you're just in the cycles, you know, and you did it some kind of peak in 2021, you've had a correction into 2022, and right now you're looking at a fruitful 2023, 2024 and 2025 where you get this kind of big ramp up, you know, after the halving right there. So, you know, it's just cycles, isn't it? You know, no guesswork, Elliott wave, whatever, you know, CBBI at the bottom, CBBI at the top or whatever. It's just Bitcoin cycles that we just need to pay attention to going forward. But I do think potentially going forward, you know, Bitcoin is slowing down in these cycles, isn't it? You know, in each and every single, this massive, horrible, heinous time for Bitcoin, it never felt like it would turn around, but eventually it did. Okay, just there, would never have felt like it turned around, but eventually, after sort of a couple of years of accumulation, so to speak, down there, boom, it eventually turned around and started to come up, and when it did, it was really, really fruitful. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the opposite structure of a massive, massive downtrend, which we're currently in, like I said to you. And the minute we can see that and start to sort of carve it out and see signals in the charts right there, there'll be no stopping it, okay, because historical data shows us that. And then back here, when all this blood was coming in and this was dark green and you were down here and everyone was in despair and thinking you were going to go to 1k, 2k, $500 or whatever, or you're going to lose key levels of structural support, then, you know, there were just opportunities, wasn't they? You know, and you'll soon forget about all this depression in the crypto markets right here. But obviously the macro is not very good, and people are scared and people are worried and things like that. And, you know, but at the end of the day, we are just in these cycles at the moment for Bitcoin, and that's the only thing we can look at, isn't it? You know, 3 years appreciation, 1 year depreciation. So potentially right now we're at the end of this year depreciation from 2021 into 2022, and right now you could say, okay, well, we'll look at 3 years appreciation from this point then going forward. So for me, I will be looking to enter Bitcoin around about January. Hopefully we've sort of starting to carve out some kind of bottom. We're starting to make signals in the chart right there, which would start to look a little bit bullish from where you've came from the bottom. So, you know, the CBBI at the moment is sitting at 5. I was kind of waiting for this to go to 0, to be honest with you, to enter a little bit of my capital right there at the potential 0 signal. But it actually bounced off 2 way back there in November. It bounced off 2 there, and it bounced off 1 there. So I know a lot of analysts are saying the bottom's in, but, you know, I can't jump up and down and tell you the bottom's in until I start to see certain things in the charts going forward. And I will make you aware of those as soon as they happen. One of the primary things I'm looking for going forward from this point, even if you fall lower, is just one signal. And I'm going to show that to you, okay? So one thing I want to see going forward for Bitcoin to confirm the bottom is simple. Close back up with a 10 EMA. Okay, that's all I'm looking for. I think at the moment what we're doing is we're caught between this resistance, which we've turned into resistance. We was holding it as support for 5 months there up to bottom out in June on that high. Okay, a lot of people were saying we're going to pierce through that high like a hot knife through butter. It doesn't work like that. You always find support on previous resistance. Okay, and again, this is previous resistance. Just there's resistance. So immediately I would anticipate that if you come down again, okay, there's a big if, you will bounce around on this high for a very long time like you did there. So we bounced on this high here from 2017. We literally bounced on it for 5 months just there, okay, before dropping through it, piercing through it, capitulating through it potentially with the FTX scandal there. The second largest exchange in the world just absolutely collapsed, basically forced that candle there to structurally lose that support, okay, which it had been holding for so long. So right now people are screaming 3k, 5k next month. I just don't see it unless there's some kind of nuclear bomb or something. I don't know, you know, no one's got a crystal ball, but right now, you know, obviously for me, looking at the structure of the charts right here, you're caught between the resistance of 2017 high and the support potential resistance, which will be backtested support. It's not been backtested just yet, but if you are coming down to it, that would be a major level of support for me around about a 14k, which is a 2019. So there is a possibility right now, given the cycles, given the fact that we've potentially got some kind of A, B, C wave, and I'm seeing confluence in other charts as well with XRP, Chainlink, VeChain, that from this point we're putting an ABC zigzag. I think that we're in the C leg and it's nearing completion potentially, okay? And what we've got here is 5 waves. We've got the 1, 2, big 3, 4, and we've had the final 5th wave, which has come down. Now there is a possibility that this is actually done and you won't come down to this side, which is what a lot of people are anticipating and waiting for. Like I said to you, anyone can guess where it's going to go. You can sit there putting bids in and waiting, anticipating, but you might not necessarily get there. It is obviously in the charts, but it doesn't mean you'll always get there. So one thing I'm looking for Bitcoin right now is to get back above, take out this blue line, because I think that once you get that and you start to close back above that from wherever you've came, for me I think you're confirming your bottom, okay? Now I've told you just there, if you take a look at this previous support in 2021 and you came down early 2022, you've melted through this support here without backtesting its resistance. So I think going forward, if we was to bottom out here and start to come back up, I would immediately be looking to swing and short that level of support just there, backtested the resistance, okay? Because I think you'll coil up on it, create some kind of reversal pattern down here before breaking it, basically. Just like here, look, you've got this support. You see the support, you melted through it. What happened? You turned it into resistance on the way back up. And it was a really, really good swing opportunity to come back to a high level support to break out, basically. So I think you're looking at a very similar structure here for Bitcoin down the line, you know, possibly sometime in 2023. So theoretically, we could bottom out on that high just there, okay? If Bitcoin is just in these cycles where you got 3 years appreciation, 1 year's depreciation, we could actually bottom out on that high if we've not bottomed already. So people saying that we're going to fall through that high, you know, the same people are telling you we're going to fall through that high, but it took 5 months of going sideways on that high and then the FTX for us to break that high. Do you understand? So I don't think it's an easy thing for us to break through that high just there. I think that's a massive level of support if it comes to it. Do you understand? So again, not got a crystal ball, but I do see a lot of people on, you know, YouTube telling you you're going to go to 7k, 5k, 3k, things like that. You know, for me, it is a bit of hopium. Obviously anything can happen, you know, but for me it would take an enormous level of selling pressure and some kind of black swan in the charts right here for that particular event to happen, okay? Because I think there's too much support here and structure at the moment. It's just screaming with the cycles that potentially we're looking at bottom between that resistance and that potential support. We create some kind of bottom, start to come back up and get our ass back above that 10 EMA for me is your confirmation statement, you understand, of the bottom, and we were looking at impulsive move up. Key resistance on this support that you lost, not back tested as resistance, so around about the 30k mark, I would be looking to swing, you know, short, whatever. If that, you know, comes in time, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I'll keep you updated as best as I can, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. I think we might see some kind of little bounce before another drop. I will give you another update in the charts tomorrow, but I've been posting little trade setups on Twitter. Please do follow me on Twitter, okay? Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye-bye.